Henry To'oTo'o is about to join us. This is the next round presented by Bud Light, who reminds you, don't forget to decide to ride. Make a plan for a safe ride before ever taking the first drink. Bud Light always reminds you, decide to ride. Alabama linebacker Henry To'oTo'o with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Welcome in, Henry. How are you today?
Guys, I'm good.
Good. We appreciate you coming on with us again. Listen, that was a wild game in Austin, Texas. As you guys broke down film and got your grades and looked at what happened, what did you learn about your defense from that game Saturday?
Man, that game was definitely crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Definitely one for the books. But one big takeaway was just doing our jobs, playing fundamental football, and just all being on the same page. That I think that was one of the biggest keys. They gave us a lot of different looks that we didn't really see throughout film. Coach Sark did a good job, and they had a great team. But just being on the same page, everybody communicating well, trying to get everybody on the same page. All 11 guys doing the same thing. But one thing we did learn was we're resilient, and that's one thing that definitely we're taking and putting under our belt. So any other situation that we run into, we're able to fight, scratch, claw, and get out of a close game.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about resiliency. I mean, most teams, almost all teams that would have 15 penalties and have to have 6 consecutive punts going on the road to a Big 12 school like Texas, you wouldn't come out of there with a win. So I guess there was some relief. What was the locker room like after the game?
We definitely weren't celebrating. We definitely weren't happy about it. We all understood we had a defensive meeting. We called up a defensive meeting after the game and talked about that wasn't our standard. That's not how we play football. No matter where we're at, no matter if we're on the road, if we're at home or just playing in somebody's backyard, that's not Alabama football. And we understood that. And, I think we did a great job of this week. But it's not only just, applying it this week, but, next week, the week after, all season long. And that was kind of, my message to the team was just, we got to be consistent now. We can't just come into a game thinking, we're Alabama and we can just run the table. And it's never going to be like that.
Listen, man, I thought y'all saved the win. Keep him out of the end zone, holding him to field goals a couple of times. Henry To'oTo'o is with us on the next round as we talk as Alabama moves on to play ULM and then Vandy and then a big game with Arkansas. All the time we talk about you learn from a loss. You learn from a loss. And for a lot, the Alabama standard, this felt almost in between a win and a loss. Is there some value in practice this week? Did you notice a rededication from a spirit in practice this week from the guys?
Yeah, definitely. We even you can tell last week wasn't probably our best week of practice. Last week was kind of a drop off. So, we didn't do well in practice, so we didn't do well in the game. Offensively and defensively. So the guys did a great job of responding. We did a great job as a leadership group trying to get everybody rallied together to be able to just play and focus in on their job. And, one thing that Coach told us, and, we know it as a team, it's not our effort, it's not our strain. It's just being mentally locked into what we got to do as a team. And, I think the more we lock in, the more we, study our plays, study the opponent and know what they're going to do, we'll be good. So I think we did a great job this week. I think everybody took the challenge, but it's not just this week. It's, all season long until we're done playing football.
Henry To'oTo'o is with us. This is the next round presented by Bud Light, who reminds you, decide to ride. Make a plan before you ever drink alcohol. Decide to ride with Bud Light. Henry is on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Obviously, he did not get to play the entire game, but I think everyone was impressed with Quinn Ewers. I don't know what you guys expected out of Quinn Ewers. What did you think of his play early on?
Yeah, he was good. He was really, really good. He knew where the ball was supposed to go. He knew where his guys were going to be, which checks to make. He did a great job preparing, and he's a great player. And I hope he recovers well and he comes back this season and finishes off strong. He's a great player, and we respect him. We really do. So all props to him and his preparation and his skill set. He's a great player. They're a great team. So I think when he comes back, they'll be able to finish their season off strong.
Henry, I think you know that we don't know what we're talking about, but we try to make predictions that sound good. So last Friday, we were talking, hey, Pete Golding, you can let us behind the curtain now that you guys have won, you've survived this game, but Pete Golding, the defense is going to be all about stopping Bijan Robinson, and they're going to allow Quinn Ewers to take these shots. And if Quinn Ewers is able to beat them, so be it. But it's all about slowing down Bijan Robinson. Were we totally off there?
No, you guys are right. Bijan was definitely a huge part of the offense. You guys know what you guys talking about.
But I mean, there are games coming up. Arkansas, for instance, and down the road, it's SEC football, and then the postseason that you will be faced with an All-American style physical running back. It's got to be something you guys learned about your front seven to really keep maybe one of the best running backs in the country in check, right? That there's lessons to be learned there. Maybe a little. Okay, we got that in our back pocket. We know we got that game.
Yeah, I mean, and that just all comes back down to, just fundamental football, playing your gap, doing your job. Definitely that was a huge test for us. So being able to play a running back like him, and in my opinion, he's the best running back in the country. So being able to play somebody like him and being able to just go throughout the weeks and the games and being able to stop other running backs, that was a huge blessing for us.
Now, listen, we're very honest on this show about NIL deals and such, and you're here with us, part of an NIL deal, and we're watching yesterday, and there's you and a couple other players, and Bryce, you're in the NIL stratosphere. You guys are up there, and then he brings those Beats headphones in yesterday for everybody, and there was some excitement in the locker room. Tell me just, I guess the media had made it out that there'd be division in the locker room over some players making a certain amount of money and some players making a different amount of money. But you guys look like you're fired up every time somebody brings in a double cheeseburger that's given, that's part of an NIL deal. It seems like it's bringing the team closer together instead of ripping it apart.
Yeah, I mean, we do a great job of, as a team, just being able to, not worry about the NIL stuff. Coach does a great job, and I think it's just the atmosphere and the culture that we have as a team. We know it's bigger than just NIL. We know it's bigger than money and how much people make. We're a team. We're brothers. We go out there and fight. We're Alabama. And when somebody else brings in something, we're happy. Like when Bryce brings those in, we all celebrated. We're all laughing, joking around with each other. So, NIL is just, it's just another addition to, your own personal life. So definitely it doesn't separate our team. We're probably closer than we've ever been. So, it's a blessing.
The good news is you guys are 2-0. The interesting thing is your defense is yet to force a turnover. Was that an emphasis this week you guys talked about going into La Monroe?
Oh, definitely. You sound like, I ain't gonna lie, you sound like Coach.
All right. There's no turnovers.
That's definitely, we went 2 weeks without a turnover. So that's definitely an emphasis. We emphasize that every single day. Throughout practice, we have our practice sheets and our stats from practice, how many tackles, how many forced fumbles we had. So definitely that's been huge on us, trying to just get, interceptions, ripping the ball off. So that's definitely a huge part. Playing good defense, you need to cause turnovers to get the offense the ball. So that's definitely that needs to be a focus of ours.
I just stumbled into this. Do you do a Nick Saban impersonation?
No. He too much.
Somebody
is Ezel still on the staff?
Oh, Rob Ezel?
Yeah.
No, he went to. I think he left. He used to do the go. Is there?
His was incredible.
Yeah, his was incredible. Is there anybody that does one? Is there anybody on the team that does one?
Oh, see, Jordan Battle told the D's joke. See that's
yeah.
Give me a good battle. You can do it. Give me a good battle D's joke.
That's Jordan Battle right there.
That's Jordan's game.
Oh, it's fantastic. All right, he is Henry To'oTo'o. Alabama takes on ULM this weekend. Bryant-Denny Stadium, 3 o'clock kick for the Crimson Tide. You can see the game, by the way, SEC Network on that one. 3 o'clock SEC Network for Bama and ULM. Thank you so much for the time, Henry. Have a great week. We'll see you next Friday right here on the show.
All right, guys.
All right, buddy. Take care. Henry To'oTo'o with us on the next round, presented by Bud Light, who reminds you, decide to ride. Here's what you do when you're out. You make a plan before you ever take that first sip of alcohol. Decide to ride. That's what our friends at Bud Light remind you to do. Henry on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline.